Tony Hawkins has got a podcast. I hope he's better at this than he is washing the kit, because he was fucking useless.
Right, so we think this is episode 8.
Could be. We're
not sure. We're not sure now.
It's been such a hectic week, Tony.
It's been a crazy week.
Now, before we start, Tony, we've got to be careful here.
Right.
Because I've been reported to the EFL.
Have you?
On a charge of incitement, Tony.
Incitement?
Now,
oh.
I'm going to state the blindingly obvious here. I am not a football league club.
You're clearly not.
No. Neither, Tony, was I aware that the EFL had any jurisdiction over us.
Yeah.
Specifically, when I say us, I mean me.
You specifically,
but
yeah.
If it comes to it, Tony, what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to mediation, because that works out quite well for us.
Well, why don't you sell yourself to Steve Dale for £1?
I could do.
And let nature take its course. Yeah. That would be. So
I'm just saying, be very careful with what we say, because I can't afford to be charged by the EFL.
I think at this moment in time, you effectively on a suspended sort of
I can't speak.
suspension. Yeah, okay. So
take it away. I'll sit here.
Yeah, but I want more details on that. Definitely, more details. That's come as a genuine surprise. It hasn't in terms of that's the sort of thing that I can imagine someone would do to you.
Well, it's me
and
young Albie.
Yeah,
that big lad that wears the trilby that used to be on the Don's telly thing.
Oh, the twat in the hat.
Don't name him, because I'll tell you for
I know his name, yeah.
Well, him.
Yeah.
And another fella from the concrete roundabout, someone's reporting us to the EFL for a case charge of incitement, Tony.
Incitement to do what?
I don't know.
Oh, right, okay. So you haven't actually been...
And also, there was another fella today. He has had his post referred to various legal entities, apparently.
Really?
I'm just saying, Tony.
It's a serious business, this football. It's a very serious business.
I'm just saying. Just final point. Be careful what you say, Tony.
Right, okay.
Or it'll be you that'll be up in charge of incitement.
I wouldn't want to incite anybody anyway.
Excite them, maybe.
Yeah, excite them, definitely.
So I'm just saying.
That's what this podcast's all about.
So anyway, talking about twats.
Yeah.
Wimbledon.
So, can I, in a nutshell, give you my... He said,
well,
doing
I can
a
tell you what I've written.
spherical-shaped thing on the radio.
You go first and then I'll...
Right, so 2-0 up at half-time.
Yeah.
A relatively easy first half, bit of a stroll. Disappointed that the second half we didn't put the boot in and really take it on from there. They did change their shape to try and better deal with Sam Nombe, which they did to a certain extent, but that should have left other areas for us to exploit. And I was annoyed by their goal.
I was.
Lots of out of position players.
Yeah,
it was a good headed by the lad, to be fair. It was a good cross. It was a good header back across the goal.
The last 10 minutes were a bit uncomfortable.
They were, and they shouldn't have been.
No.
They really shouldn't have been.
Because as I've said, what does it say at the top of my lists?
Suffering God, but they're a poor team. They are not very good at all. We knew that already, but Saturday just proved that. I don't think... I mean, even compared to the cup game a few weeks ago...
They were worse on Saturday.
They were actually worse.
Yeah, much worse.
And you could see there was very little communication between them on the pitch as well. And I mean, our lads didn't really need to... It was just, I don't know. I like to yet again claim... I can't remember. Did I say last week that Sam Nombe would start? Or did I say I wouldn't be surprised if he
You
started?
said he wouldn't be surprised. I said you'd be an idiot to start him in a game of such magnitude. That was me that said that.
Thank you very much.
Or it was that lad with ginger hair. Let's blame him.
So, yeah. It was hello, Scotland!
He said it.
He said it. So, yeah, I was right again. I just want to point that out, that every week I come up with something that just sounds so ridiculous. It just might be crazy enough to work.
Quite surprised, like I say, when I found out he was 20 or 21, that guy. I just assumed he would be like 16 or something. For me,
he's as I've said this on the podcast before, players to me
are the age you first
of the age when I first met him. So to me, Sam's is 16. So is David, all those other lads. Callum's just weird. I don't know how I feel about Callum. Now he's a full-time pro, regular starting proper footballer.
Hey.
I think he's the first one actually that I actually worked with who's actually... I suppose Delia. I forgot about Delia, haven't I?
He was there. Did you see him?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I didn't. I know physically didn't see him, which is a shame because I wanted to see George.
I was thinking about that actually because I watched the game back tonight just in preparation for this and also to make sure we did beat them, which we did. And I thought to myself when it zoomed in, it said "Oh, Derry Alley," and I thought that is the magnitude of that game. I know it wasn't particularly busy as it has been before, but you just think England were playing. I mean, he could have gone to England, couldn't he? I suppose he could have nipped down
Could
there.
have travelled with the squad. I'm sure. If he'd have asked nicely.
Yeah, so we just think it's he was there. George Baldock was there.
Yeah.
Your old mate was there.
Yeah.
What's his face?
Bodes
was there.
Harry
Yeah,
Hickford. Harry Hickford was as well.
there?
Yeah, Harry was there.
Good to see that coming for them, especially when we beat them, which we did.
Yeah. No, it's nice because you say Delhi could have easily gone to the England game, but chose to come back to MK. George.
I wish you'd gone to the England game last night. That was good, wasn't it?
That was absolutely fantastic.
It was good.
Do you know what? I'm so out of touch now with anything other than crap League 1, League 2 football. I actually completely forgot. So I'm flicking through my channels thinking of watching something to fall asleep to. And I see England v. And I thought, oh, is the women playing again? And it said England v Kosovo. And then I thought, is Kosovo a country? Apparently it is. I also genuinely thought that it was called war-torn Kosovo.
War-torn Kosovo.
Because the only time you've ever heard it mentioned
by war.
it is usually war-torn. What an absolutely fantastic game of football. And what an absolutely fantastic sight to see a team just going balls out against England and not giving a fuck.
See their manager.
Yeah. a bit passionate, I think, is what you say.
Anyway, back to normal football.
Back to normal things. So yeah, that first half was very easy. We got hold of it straight away. Notice they didn't do the high press early on like they did at the cup game, which just gave us a bit more room. And when Sam went through for that goal, how many times did you cheer the goal, the ball going in the net? By the way,
I wasn't sure if it had gone on at first. I mean, even tonight I watched that.
It was so bad. Well, as it hit the second post,
and he's like standing watching it for a microsecond.
As it hit the second post, I thought it's going to come out, isn't it? But what's most?
I reckon if it had come out, he'd have been right on that because he was already in front of the ball.
Well, he muscled the defender out of the way,
He did.
which was impressive because he has put on a lot of bulk.
Yeah, I was surprised to see the size of him.
When he was younger, he was a bit lumpy, shall we say, a bit bottom heavy
Yeah.
in that, and I'm sure he won't mind me saying, he's got a big ass.
I see.
But now he's filled out across, and he's looking a bit more balanced in his shape, and for him to muscle that lad out of the way, a seasoned pro, and then he second half basically made that 21 run round like a lunatic while he was on in the second half, and yeah, I'm just disappointed that we didn't, I was
really disappointed that we didn't score again.
Yeah.
Really, go for it in the second half. But like I say, when that goal went in, I'm thinking, oh no, I can just see what's going to happen here. But it didn't. And to be quite honest with you, I can't figure them out. To be quite honest, because they are just a poor team. Yeah. I mean, they were lucky to stay up last year, weren't they? Basically. And we've said it before, all credit to Wally Downs for what he did.
I mean, that was a minor miracle.
It was really.
Last season, it really was.
I can't see. Well, they got that guy that scored. He's on loan from Brentford, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So they brought him on and he scored. You're thinking, I mean, I don't give a shit. Like, stay up, go down. I mean, ultimately, from a football rivalry point of view, I'd like them to stay up because I reckon if we play them, because I forgot to tell you this. I got a message from my cousin. He's a Kilmarnock supporter.
Yeah.
And he sent me a message at half time and he says, if you beat them again this season, can you keep them? I'd like to.
I like that. Well, actually, we already did. So 15 years ago.
So just think to yourself, if we, they're poor football.
I mean, I never ever would never, particularly in League 1, League 2, or in football in general, you never go anywhere and think, we are going to win today. We this is it. That's it. It's done. But looking at them at the moment, I'm disappointed we let a goal in. Really disappointed.
Because they are shit.
And it was definitely a case of if we keep a clean sheet today, we will win this game. There was beyond a shadow of that. We're not exactly setting the world alight when it comes to scoring goals, but we keep a clean sheet on Saturday and we win that game. Turns out we didn't keep a clean sheet, but we still won it because we scored 2 goals. But yeah, I am disappointed that we didn't carry that. It's difficult to carry momentum from one half into the other as England proved last night. In fact, scoring 5 goals in the first half and then scoring none in the second.
Him up because he came in just as the second half was kicking off, and he goes, "What's the score?" I goes, "Oh, it's 5-1."
Well, I was just,
and they've scored.
I was just really pleased that because I saw someone tweet something about Sterling scoring a goal, and I thought, "Oh man, who are Man City playing? Are they playing?" Right, so that's when and I meant to look at my phone to see what scores there were. Because I finished work late again, and so I happened across that, and I thought, now normally I'd sit there and put it on for like 3 times fast forward, and try and watch the game like that, and now squeeze it down into
That's what I do the F1
half an hour. Yeah, but
they
no,
go really
I actually sat and watched the whole thing. Tell a lie, I was on 100 times fast forward, and got to about, I think it was about a minute and a half in, and it said Kosovo 1-0. And I thought, have I missed? What? How has that possibly happened?
30 seconds.
It was 35
I didn't watch the
seconds,
first half. I was watching Peaky Blinders. There you go.
Yeah, what's the first one of the new series? Yeah. So back to Saturday. Anything else to say on that? The game itself.
The game itself, the actual as a footballing thing. No, I've got nothing to say about it. I mean, they were just rubbish, to be quite honest, as a footballing team. They had nothing. Well, Wally Downs is going to have to. He's got some serious work to do there with them. Like I've been saying for the last month, it's early days, and it relatively is early days, but the league's beginning to take, alright, albeit embryonic shape, but it is beginning to take shape. They are going to be at the bottom of the league, flirting with relegation for the whole.
They're still only on 1 point.
2 points they're on, I think.
They're on 2 points, are they?
I think
so. They haven't won a game then, obviously.
When I watched it. They've not won, no. They had a 0-0 draw away to Wickham, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, they are just.
So pretty good to actually get 3 points and win comfortably-ish.
Yes.
However, I am not. It wasn't like Lincoln. We weren't holding on for dear life. No. But at the same time,
it wasn't.
We did soak up an awful lot of pressure in that second half. And again, if it's by design and it works, that's very good.
Yeah, if that's what he wants to do, but.
They could have scored another goal with the pressure
easily,
they had. I don't even recall too many chances for us in the second half.
I can't remember any at all.
But pluses obviously from the game. Sam starting.
Yep.
David Kasumi starting as well. It was decent.
What did you think about the shape when he brought Agard and Bowie on? I think that's what kind of fell apart a bit. And then for me,
we looked. I hate pundit statements, but one dimensional.
We did a bit.
Yeah. Whereas with Sam, you've always got that. If he's wide or if he's through the middle, you can always play a diag or stick it in front or in behind the defender.
Which he was doing.
And he was getting in front of every single, in front of the defender between him and the ball every single time.
So he's every a good option time. Then, isn't he?
He is. He's so strong. And I was talking to Tom O'Bromo on the bench. We weren't on the bench because I don't do that anymore. But just behind the bench, and I said, "Is he actually that strong?" He said, "Yes, he is now." He's strong enough to be able to do that. Because that is one of the big things about these young lads is that they've got the speed, they've got the skill, but they haven't got the physical strength.
Suddenly they get to that age and off they go.
Well, he definitely has now. We saw that on Saturday, get in front of that 21 who was a good 6'3", wasn't he?
Maybe it was a good idea to bring him off when they did. He just burn them out too.
Well, he's done his job. He's done his job. We've got the 2 goals. The second
goal was a cracker, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Enjoyed that.
He, again, though, so much space to do it.
Yeah, he turned one of their blokes right inside out, didn't he?
Yeah.
Jumped
I want to see. I want to see him do more of that, and I want to see more. If we're 2-0 up at half time, problem is as I say, if that was Carl's team at 2-0, he would have been wanting
another one.
He'd have been moaning that it was only 2 at half time, and then he'd have wanted another 2-3 in the second half.
Yeah.
Like going out and really.
That must be what Tisdale does. That must be his game plan.
Well, I'd say if it's by design and it works, I'm quite happy to go along with it. But we are still, what are we, 12th?
Not 12th, yeah.
12th, yeah. So we're basically Northampton now.
I said 10th would suit me. I'm not going to change that.
We're going to end up. We're going to have played 46 games in the season. We're going to have scored 60 goals. We're going to have conceded 60 goals. We'll have a goal difference of 0, and we'll finish 12th. We're bang in the middle. But I don't know. Maybe things will spark at some point. But
you never know, do you?
No. But it's 3 points. We won the
January
game.
Comes,
and it's comfortable. So that's the most important thing. Is the 3 points.
Equally as much, it's very important from my personal point of view that we've beaten them.
Yes, indeed. Yep, another one.
Just does,
So what's
there you
that?
go.
12 to us, none to
Well,
them. Or is it 13 to
I
us and
think
none to them?
No, they're
I think it's
nuts.
14.
I can't remember.
So 14 to us, none to them.
Let's just say
I was
it's
going with that. Yeah,
shit
14 nil.
anyway.
It's 14 nil at the moment. Anything else to say about the day?
The day, I've got a few things to say about the day.
I had a feeling you might.
What about the scenario where you lock all the home fans in so that 500 away fans can get out?
Right, now I wasn't privy to this. I didn't see this, so you'll be unsurprised, greatly unsurprised to hear
That you were up in the bar.
I was already in the bar.
Yes.
Yeah, I was already in the bar.
Looking down on the poor people.
And there was a bit of a crowd gathered in after the Man of the Match to see the events that were going on. So
There was cheese, Tony, going on outside.
So tell me what happened then. So gates, normally when you exit the cow shed,
I normally go through gate 5.
you go through gate 5. So you go that way.
So we were heading towards gate 5.
Yeah.
No one mentioned it. We were directed by some silly young girl to go to gate 5, and I just kind of looked at her and I'm thinking, yeah, I've got a season ticket. I know how to get out.
Yeah.
But so I just gave her the bit. I mean, she's just, you know what they're like. They got those jackets, 20 sizes too big for them. Couldn't see her hands. So we walked down, and everyone's coming the other way. But there was a fair few people heading towards gate 5, and then someone says, "It's shut, mate. Gate 5's shut." And I said, "Oh, fucking hell, whatever." So we turned round. I'd be lying if I said there wasn't a massive queue, because there was. But it wasn't. I mean, I've read on the internet that, it was dangerous and, Hillsborough, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't like that. There was a queue to get out, and there was, I don't know, say 5,000 people trying to get out that one gate. It took about 10 minutes to get out.
Yeah.
When we got out, there was a big queue of people who love cheese.
Yeah.
In the thing. So, I mean, it wasn't. I don't personally have a problem with it. If you're being pedantic, it could have been. It wouldn't have gone amiss, for someone over the tannoy to say, would all home supporters please make their way to gate 7 for safety
That's the
reasons
thing.
or whatever.
So
they should have done that.
I'm wondering when that decision was made. If that decision was made in advance of the game.
Well, I've read on
or
the
even
internet,
at half
Tony,
time or
that
whenever.
someone was told at half time by a steward that was what was going to happen. But it's only one person I've heard saying that.
Okay. So
I've also heard,
if it was predetermined that was going to happen, it would. It still would have been a lose-lose situation to make that announcement 10 minutes before the end of the game. Would supporters in the cowshed and the East Stand and wherever
please head to gate 7
for
safety reasons.
Because
reasons. Speaking about England, when I got home, I was watching the England game that was on that night. Whoever they were playing, they were at Wembley, and there was an announcement with about 2 or 3 minutes to go to say, which trains had been cancelled. Please consult bloody TFL.
That's right,
And I did think at the time, that's all they had to do. But I'll be honest with you, I don't listen to that tannoy shit. So for me, it wouldn't have been. Yeah. The problem.
It did used to be actually Wembley were really good at that. It never made it any easier to get out or get a train.
But
at least you knew that you were going to be waiting.
Where they won't let you go when they let you go.
And that again, this comes back down to this the whole thing about when we get to that stage where that might become a regular event.
I think what would have eased it and what would have eased tensions and what would have probably appeased a lot of people on the internet was if they had just have told people what was going on. I've heard, because when you go out gate 7, there's 2 sets of stairs, isn't there? One that goes down to the left and one that goes down to the right.
Yeah.
I've heard, there was only 1 set of stairs. There wasn't 1 set of stairs open when I got there because people were filtering down both sides.
Yeah.
The other issue, and I suppose it's not really an issue, but when we come out, just walking along that road and exactly where the zebra crossing is before you go across to Asda was all the AFC Wimbledon supporters. Now they were completely surrounded by police, and indeed there was police horses behind them.
Yeah.
So they were giving it all the shouting. So they would have had to have been A, extremely brave, or B, extremely stupid to try and do anything. Being as A is out of the question and B is probably more likely, but nothing happened with them. They were shouting and they were giving it all bloody, franchise and all that kind of stuff. There was no safety issue at all involved in any of that. From my own personal point of view, I can't speak for the other 499 other people, 4,099
Well, it will be interesting to find out, when that decision was made. Why? See, in my mind, you've got a group of fans. They're all in one place. They're in the top tier. They can't go anywhere. Traditionally, with these sort of things, and we've all been there, you keep the home fans, you keep the away fans back for 20 or 15 minutes, 20 minutes, sometimes longer if necessary. To
However,
disperse.
as I've said countless times, they can't be trusted.
No, and Bob and his boy did walk out. Because I rang Bob and he couldn't find anywhere to park before the game, so I rang him and he said, "Oh yeah, I've parked up the road." And I said, "Where are you now?" He said, I'm just coming past TGI's. I said, "You and your boy, you got your shirts on?" He said, "Yeah." So you got a jacket? He said, "No, I'm not putting it on." He said, "I'm an MK Dons fan. I'm in Milton Keynes." I said, "Well, that's fair enough." I said, "But you're going to be walking past the way." Well, it is basically. He's basically got a sign on his head which says, "Do you want to fight?"
That's what he was.
And then on the way out, because there were no restrictions on coming out of Club Red, and he was going back exactly the same way, and I just said, "Just be very careful." I said, "Or just go the wrong way round, or stay here for another." But we did. This was after the Man of the Match awards, so
they would have been done by then.
They would have been done by then.
Thought. I mean, I don't give a shit at the time. It was a minor inconvenience, but it was a very minor inconvenience for me. That I think it's much easier to disperse 400, 500 fans than it is to get 7,000 people out of that stadium and disperse. So, if I was a kind of pedantic idiot that was going to moan about it, I would say if they'd maybe let us know what was going on. But
I think that's
personally,
right.
I couldn't care less, to be quite honest.
If everybody's going out gate 7, maybe, like say, make some sort of announcement or make sure everybody's briefed, knowing the security team.
And equally as much, who do you think's made that decision?
Well,
that'd be the police.
Even
surely.
so,
that must have been taken under police advisory.
I would imagine so, and that information would have at least been given. So what I'm saying is that information should have gone to everybody that needed to know, i.e. every single steward, basically. Plenty of them have got radios. That's easy to communicate that. But, and again, I don't want to have a go at people who steward because it's an extra few quid. But
I wouldn't do it.
They're not the most conscientious, a lot of them.
They could easily have had someone, a steward, anyone stood at the top of each aisle saying, "Head to gate 7, please."
Exactly. That's why I'm thinking either
anything but that. But
someone did make a good point. It might have even been you said that the club have made a decision. Again, it's a lose-lose situation a lot of the time anyway. But the club have made a decision. They've not dealt with it brilliantly.
No.
Or it's not been carried out brilliantly. Let's put it that way. It could have been handled a lot better, but. I'm sure we'll find out because the MKDSA are on the case.
I think
we should
quite
get
a lot
an
of people,
update from that, I think.
Yeah, it was supposed to be this afternoon, was it? Quite a lot of people are a bit put out because basically it's them, and it seems like every time we interact with them, it's us that have to end up being inconvenienced.
Because we have to be protected
if I'm being honest with you,
that's why.
I'd rather be inconvenienced, like you, I'd rather be inconvenienced than have some moron attacking us just because we have.
Which, on the one occasion where one did stray from the flock, he got a punch in the gob and his son got a mouthful of abuse. So
there you go. What can you see?
Did you see the Mirror?
Well, that's
absolutely fantastic.
Brilliant. That was.
If you want an example of tabloid journalism,
it was great.
The only thing that surprised me, there wasn't a picture of one of our fans punching a tree or something like that, which would have been nice, but. It's very selective.
I was going through their website and someone had put a link up to. There was one in the Times, but the Times is behind a paywall, isn't it? So you only get the first paragraph, and then there was another one. And I'm not just saying this right as a humorous, interlude. I read it right, and I clicked on the link and I read it, and I, honest to God, genuinely thought that one of them had done it because I thought.
I didn't.
No one.
When you said I thought it was a parody.
Yeah, it was a
parody. Then I went and read it, and I thought, well, John, this is clearly a parody.
Yeah.
And then I read it, carried on reading, and I thought, this is real. This is genuine. And again, that they should be reported for incitement.
Well, apparently the MKDSA have complained to the mirror about it. I mean, I couldn't
That's
care less.
about absolutely no use whatsoever.
See, to be quite honest with you, we said it last week. See, print journalism and all that kind of stuff, it's gone down the toilet.
Yeah,
if that kind of stuff gets guys...
The only people that are going to read that are the sort of people that will believe it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I suppose we better. It was, it was spectacular, that. It was fantastic.
Well, this is what gets
Good versus evil, Tony.
Nothing actually happened.
No.
Yeah.
Well, if you talk about that, obviously.
We get pelted with brickstones and tennis balls at their place, a few years ago. Nothing is said. A Telegraph photographer, or a photograph used in the Telegraph, was actually taken whilst we were being attacked, and nothing was said about it. A player's relative gets punched, a child gets abused, nothing said.
Nothing.
And as I've said, the thing with this is, and particularly with the player's relative, is that their fans, not a single one of them has come out and said, don't tar us all with the same brush. We're not all like that. That always happens. No. You know, all right, one of our fans did something stupid, please don't judge us all. Not a single one of their fans come out and said, I even, that's a disgrace. I don't want to be associated with people like that. And Ryan Ray made a really good point. Ryan Ray, a Wimbledon fan, said something along the lines of, I feel ashamed or I feel sick that I've probably stood on the same terrace as you at some time in the last 30 years.
I would have to question the morals of someone. Like this week, it was inevitably going to happen, but on that bloody forum of theirs, it's gone into meltdown. It's gone into meltdown because we beat them. It's gone into meltdown because of what happened after the match with Wally Downs. But they've absolutely gone crazy with this mediation nonsense. And you're thinking to yourself, there was a guy on there yesterday, I was reading it, he was making an excuse, and he wasn't one of the normal fucking rabble-rousers. He was there, and he was trying to justify what had happened to Russell Martin's, family. And I thought, you read that bloody thing and you think, you're probably 1% of 0.5% of your whole thing. But, like I said earlier on today, that 1%, they're the ones that shout the loudest and they're the ones that get listened to. I mean...
Yeah, but
there was some prick, Tony, on... No, there was some prick on there, Tony.
Not a single one of their fans has
come turned round and said
that was wrong.
Fucking shouted at a child.
Yeah, not one of them has come out and said that is wrong.
So let's condemn our fans then, Tony, for running up to someone and shouting at them. It wasn't the greatest thing that could have happened,
the actual issue was? Right, so when I got to the ground, I thought to myself, oh, the drug tester is going to be in today. Because the drug testers always do the 12 o'clock kick-off. And they love coming to our place because they get their own room, they get some sandwiches, and they do their drug test. And they get to watch a game in a nice stadium, and then they can go home and have an early afternoon. Good. So I knew the drug testers were going to turn up. Now what this means is that you have to tell a footballer who is just coming off the pitch that you need to urinate into this bottle for me. Now if someone says to you, can you urinate in that bottle for me? Are you going to be able to urinate in that bottle?
No.
No, it's never going to happen. I've actually sat with Dean Bowditch for an hour and a half after a game because he couldn't pee, because he'd been told he had to pee. Jesus. And the other thing is, you can drink a certain amount of water.
I was going to say you can drink it as well.
But you're not allowed to drink too much because you can dilute the sample. Yeah, so that meant that their coach couldn't leave.
Oh, is that what it was?
That's why. Their coach was still there because the drug testers were there.
Okay.
And I thought, when I was sitting there watching the match, and I was thinking, all our fans are going to be coming out after the game, and their coach is going to be there for some considerable amount of time, longer than any other coach would be.
Yeah.
But I didn't imagine that anything would happen. I mean, no one's actually said anything about what happened outside the hotel.
I don't know what happened.
Anywhere, really, other than that Mirror report and
about it. I've no idea what happened.
Chased through the car park or whatever. Yeah. But
apparently he's come out yesterday and rubbished the report and said what...
Yeah, well, I wasn't there, but all I can tell you is that from the people that are actually up in Club Red or in the ballroom watching what was going on, there wasn't anything going on. Literally nothing happened. But you could also say, why was Wally Downs walking to his car in Milton Keynes? Oh, hold on a second, because he's not going to get the shit kicked out of him. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember now. That's right, because we're civilised.
To be quite honest with you,
actually do that. So.
Irrespective of whether anything happened or whether it didn't, something has happened. And I don't think it was the smartest move for whoever it was that done it to do, even if it was just "Oh, you wanker" or whatever, ooh, like that. It was a stupid thing to do because they know what was going to happen with that. You know, they knew that it would be picked up by them, and they've run with it. You know.
Well, this is about.
Well, just let me interject before we go any further. This is no joking aside. This is a serious point. One of them, I could name her, but I won't, obviously, because if you name people on the internet, that makes you a bit of a wanker.
Yeah.
So I've said that specifically for the one bloke that definitely doesn't listen to this. So anyway, she was on that website last night, and I don't know if she's part of their trust or whatever, but she has taken that to the EFL. She's definitely taken it to the EFL, but she's taken it to the EFL, in my opinion, as a diversion tactic from this mediation nonsense that's been going on this week. That's what I've taken out of it.
The whole thing. The problem is that what you want to do is when you go to a football match, and there's a little bit of aggro with the fans if you're there. Happens every now and again.
Yes.
And then everybody goes home, and that's it, done. You know, it's like players on the pitch. Players might get a bit feisty on the pitch, but once the final whistle goes, it's shake hands, mate. Sorry about what I did earlier. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's no problem. It's all in the heat of the moment and part of the game. But this whole thing, and our fans, and I will say this, there are certain members of our fan base who actively seek out confrontation, picking up tweets, saying things, and it's becoming more and more clear to me that some of our fans are going the same way as theirs.
Someone said on the internet, like yesterday on the concrete roundabout, that inevitably someone either from their fan base or from our fan base is going to end up getting seriously hurt if it carries on.
And the thing is, they could
genuinely
just and the thing is, when they're doing it, they're thinking that they're being funny or they're being clever.
They've got no sense of humour. Those
you're just realistically, the only thing is that no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what you track down, isn't going to change anything at all. And I don't know why some of our fans are doing it, and it actually worries me because that could be something that could happen. I mean, tracking someone down from the internet is not difficult.
No,
it's very, very easy to do.
As I know to my cost.
Yeah. And particularly those people who might live within driving distance of that part of the world, perhaps. But let's get off that. I don't want to talk about that anymore. But
so I think
message to our fans: stop doing that shit because it's really fucking annoying. And you look really stupid.
Let them do it.
Alright, so what's next then?
Well, I've got nothing else to talk about the game.
Shall we?
We've got some feedback.
Go on. Have we got? Is that
I've
me?
got nothing. Just that
right.
one thing that you did tonight.
So we got an email here from Rog the Dodge, not that Rog the Dodge from
another
the
one.
thing, but this is Rog. Some of you might know him. He's the steward. He's often in the shop. You'll often see him at the top of Club Red, if you're in Club Red, obviously.
I'm not in Club Red.
Rog has been a steward for years and years and years, and he says, I have a little story to tell you from last weekend. As you know, Tony, I am a Don steward working in the club shop on match days. Known Rog for years.
Why do they have a steward in the club shop? Just to direct people to buy tickets and stuff or something?
Yeah, basically. And give
them
them information like you can't buy an away ticket after a certain time, that sort of thing.
Okay.
During the recent home game against AFC, I was told that on post-match, the shop would remain open for 30 minutes after the final whistle, which is as per normal. We were expecting to be busy because of the ticket sales for the upcoming Liverpool match. The shop and ticket office became very hectic and we ended up being open until just before 3 p.m. Loads of people wrongly assumed that we were open until 5 p.m, but the shop did a great job and accommodated everybody's purchases. At 3 p.m, I had now locked the door with a couple of customers left inside. We had to cut off somewhere, and we had gone well over our normal 30 minutes, so we were waiting for the last few customers to leave so we could go home. With my back to the door, there was a frantic few bangs on the door. How do I get in? Said the man. Do you want Liverpool tickets? I asked. No, I just want to get in, was the reply. I went on to ask, where exactly do you want to get in to, sir? The ground, came his reply. I'm running late and I don't know where I can get in to watch the match. Sorry, sir, you're 3 hours too late. Kick-off was at 12. It's happened before and will probably happen again. But still, what a Rodney. So this, we'll finish this off. So we've all done the stupid thing. I remember following the Dons team coach from Wigan, thinking they were on their way back to Milton Keynes and it would guide me to the main route, only to find myself in a Wigan hotel car park a couple of miles from the ground. Great podcast, Roger.
Oh, thank you, Roger.
Roger was saying What was I saying? Yeah, so there were more than a few people that turned up for the 3 o'clock kickoff.
God's sake.
And there were an awful lot of... So there's always tickets that aren't collected.
Yes.
As I said earlier, generally they will be corporates, scouts, freebies, players' tickets, that sort of thing, where people have just... They haven't paid money, so they don't bother coming. So you always get a bit of a pile of those.
Right.
And they just get returned back into the system don't count towards the attendance because they haven't been scanned, so you can't.
Aha.
So that we take them out. So what you usually get is probably on a normal match day, you'll probably see about 10 uncollected collections
Right.
at the most, really, because people have paid good money to watch a game. Because some people do actually pay money to watch football in Milton Keynes, weirdly.
Well,
Whereas the rest of us get free tickets.
Free tickets, mate.
I get free tickets. In fact, I've got extras just because I can.
I get
I don't
paid
use
to
them.
go,
I don't
Tony,
use them, but
I actually get paid to go.
I get 10 tickets per game, and I scan them all just to go on the attendance. So there was a pile which what's that, about 5 inches?
No, it's not 5 inches. I'm going
4 inches. It's a
3.5.
lot. It was a lot of envelopes.
Yeah,
let's
it's
put
a
it that
lot
way.
of envelopes.
I've never
Tony,
seen
I'll
that,
give you
so I
that.
can only assume either a lot of people turned up late
At 3 o'clock.
for a 3 o'clock kickoff,
Oh dear.
or B, and probably more likely, a lot of people who bought AFC tickets just so they could also get a Liverpool ticket and didn't bother coming to the AFC game.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, so they've probably spent £22 just to get a ticket for the Liverpool game, which is now sold out, as we know. Which is good. I got my ticket. I didn't tell anybody that I had spare tickets from my season ticket, and I got a text last night for someone I've seen once in
the last
30 years.
Hello, mate.
And that was at a school reunion.
Hello, mate.
Yeah, who asked me if I knew anyone who could get a Liverpool ticket.
Yes, I do.
I don't know if you still work at the club. No, I don't, and no, I can't. So those texts have now stopped. So I can confirm I will be in a box at the Liverpool game.
Tony.
I will be there. So
Looking down.
I think I might actually do a bit of a recording.
Could do, that'd be
whilst
good.
up there, maybe
Yeah.
some photos. I'll definitely get some photos.
Yeah, on the location.
But I think I did say, I might have said last week I've never been in a box, but I have actually been in a box.
I'd like to have a look at one.
I went into the staff box a few years back.
I'd like to go in a box one day. I like
It's
to be
decent.
with
I mean,
people.
especially at
I like to
especially
be
at
with the
our place.
commoners, Tony.
Especially at our place. They're
I like to
just
sit beside the
fantastic.
scumbags, me, Tony.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm like.
So, what should we move on to? We got.
What else have we got to
Do you
talk
want
about?
to do your quiz update?
We can do. We've had some other right answers.
Well,
Actually, I don't think we have.
we've got a wrong answer, which I can't, unfortunately. I know I did give away someone's wrong answer last week, but I can't give you this one because it is a huge, huge clue. But to the man with the initials AR that emailed us on Friday, by the look of it, your initials are AR. You're very, very close, but by the same token, you're clearly wrong.
So what Tony has suggested we do is use that answer for next week's clue.
Which will, if
Give
that
it
doesn't
away.
give it
Doesn't give it
away,
away.
I don't know what will.
So shall I give the answer out first, and then
Give the answer out and then your clue, which
So-
is actually quite as big, I reckon.
once again, the answer to the quizzes where you can win Dean Lewington's kit. The answer is Andrews, Wilbraham, Easter, Cuthbert, Boyd, Potter, Bamford, McDonald, Gallagher, Craig, Powell, Cissy and Healy.
There you go.
And this week's clue,
Da-da-da-da.
that Gallagher isn't the one you think he is.
Yep.
That's a good clue,
That is a very good clue.
So that's it.
So I was being drilled, if you will, again by Mr. Samuel on Saturday for another clue.
So I think next week will be the last one, won't it? The last...
Yeah. Well, we'll say next week will be the deadline, and then we'll
Yeah.
announce the winner the following Wednesday,
Yeah.
shall we? After the
That'll be...
obviously we can't record,
Can't
on the day
on
of the
a Wednesday.
Liverpool
It'll
game,
have to be the day after.
so we'll probably do the Thursday.
We'll
shall
draw
we?
it then.
Yeah,
But you're
we'll
not
draw
going
it
to
then.
find out this time if you've won until the end of the month.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
Blackpool Saturday.
Blackpool, what's that drive in it?
That's the drive. I think I'm going to go. I still haven't 100% decided, but I think I want to go. Because I haven't been there. I missed out a couple of seasons ago, so a little
You've
bit
not been there with
disappointed.
the team, no?
No,
Well, they were
we haven't
in the shit,
actually.
weren't they, for a while, I guess,
we haven't
when you were
actually
doing
played. We didn't play Black. I've stayed in Blackpool whilst before we played Fleetwood, which was an interesting.
Down the Golden Mile, Tony.
Yeah, it's not particularly golden. Let's put it that way.
It's been years since I've been there. I went once. Been twice when we lived in Scotland. It was a thing that people did from Glasgow, was go there for like a day trip.
Yeah.
Because it's doable, isn't it? It's about a 3-hour drive from Glasgow, so you could do it. So I went.
So how bad are Scottish beaches if you have to go to Blackpool for a bit of sand?
Yeah, I went before I met my wife. I must have been about 20 old. Me and my mate went on a coach trip, and it was all right. It left really early, and then it left really late. So I can remember sitting in a pub with my mate, like putting money in the jukebox because we'd been drinking, and then driving back, getting back into Glasgow about 2 o'clock in the morning. Something like that. It was all right. So yeah, I mean it's nearer to Glasgow than it is to Milton Keynes. That's
for sure. But Milton Keynes has probably still got better beaches.
Yeah, better beaches, Tony.
Yeah. So go on, give us a prediction. Do we think Sam will start again on Saturday?
The thing, we've said this before, you don't know what Tiz is going to do you? Which is a good thing
I like
about
it.
him.
But I'm going to say I think he will start again, simply because he deserves it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't, if he was just on the bench.
I mean, he started last Tuesday, scored a couple of goals, and then he started Saturday and he was fresh for the first half, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So if he's had a bit of a better layoff, it's difficult to say, isn't it? I mean, I don't know what to say. Like you say, Tisdale's very unpredictable, which is one of his
they're doing as well.
Plus points.
Blackpool are alright at the moment, aren't they?
I've no idea where they are. I think they're higher than us.
I think they're doing decent.
They're higher than Wimbledon. I know that, Tony, for sure they are.
Yes, many are. Blackpool are 6th in the last playoff position. They have 3 points more than us, but they have also played a game more. They've only lost 1 game, whereas we've played 6, won 3.
That'll be adjusted though, won't it? Eventually, because the game.
It will work itself out. Yeah, it will work itself out. So if we who else did we lost? We lost to Wickham. We lost to Accrington. Who else did we lose to?
That was it. Not lost.
We've lost 3 times. We lost 3 games, and I've been racking my brains for the last 2 days. The thing is, I could have looked it up, and I'm going to now. But
who have we lost to? I can't think.
I genuinely can't remember. Go on, let's have a think. So it's got to be.
What was the opening game? That was.
Oh, of course.
What?
It wasn't an away game, was it? It was a home game.
How did we lose to it at home?
We got absolutely.
Oh, Peterborough! God, gee, we've blanked that out of our minds,
haven't we? Haven't we?
Jesus,
that's why I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
that's why I couldn't remember.
Yeah, Peterborough beat us.
Excellent.
It was tight though, Tony. It was a tight game.
It was, till it kicked off. Go on then, give us a prediction for Saturday.
I'm just going to think. I don't like to say we'll lose, so I'm going to say 2-0 to us.
2-0.
In fact, I'm going to change it. I'm going to go 2-1.
I'm going to say, from now on, for the rest of the season, I'm going to say 2-0.
I think we're going to struggle to keep a clean sheet, Tony, at the minute.
No. And then on Tuesday...
Ipswich. They've done well, haven't they, with the old tickets?
They have, yeah.
They've suddenly not sold out and asked for more.
I think
so. Tuesday night.
Yeah. A lot of their fans... well, actually, no, we played them in the Championship, didn't we? So...
One of the first
their fans would have come.
We played them at the hockey stadium when they were in League One. Because they had that guy that did that, I forget his name, he was a pretty good striker, and when he scored he did that silly machine gun celebration, I'll never forget that, right in front of the cowshed. We played them in some cup thing where we beat them.
I remember that.
Yeah.
On penalties.
I can't remember
was it extra
what it was.
time.
It
was penalties, yeah.
And then we've played them, I guess, home and away in the Championship. So we've played them, but...
no, I think we beat them 3-2.
I can't remember. I remember we beat them. Because I remember as we were walking out, we were crossing the road and one of them hung out the window and I think he was probably joking, but I'll never forget. He goes, we can concentrate in the league now or something like that, and then laughed. So I thought, well done to you. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about them. I'm going to say 2-0. That's my... To them?
No, to us. To us. We never lose.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about them. For me, they're an unknown entity because I don't think they're doing... I mean, where are they at the minute? They're high up, aren't they?
They are 4th, 3rd.
Right. I mean, you think Wickham are top of the league, aren't they, for God's sake?
Well, that's crazy, isn't it?
Well,
Ipswich are 3rd. They are a point behind Coventry and Wickham on 14. They've won 4, drawn 2, lost none.
All right.
As have Coventry and Wickham haven't lost either, and neither have Doncaster. But Doncaster have only played 5 and they've drawn 2 and won 3.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think if it'll be a tight it'll either be another Peterborough or it'll be a tight game to us. So if it's a tight game, I'm going to go 1-0 to us. But
I'll take that. I'll take 2-2-0s.
Yeah.
Saturday, Tuesday. Yeah. Again, I've got the feeling in the back of my mind that we've forgotten something, but I don't think
I
there
can't
is.
think so, mate.
Can't think
I
of
don't think
anything.
this is a short one unless we only got one game to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
I say short. You're never as short as you think they are.
No, they're not. They're definitely not. That's for sure.
That one's 50 minutes. So
There you
it's
go.
quite a
There
long
you go.
time.
So this might be edited down
It'll
without
be edited
waffle
down,
to about
yeah.
18 minutes,
Once
possibly.
we take all that bit we've
Yeah.
slagged off people and named them.
All right, so keep sending your quiz answers to mkdonsradioshow@gmail.com. Send us your little stories, like Rog did there, or your, stupid things that Dons fans say, whether that be in the pub,
I've
online,
got one.
or wherever. Yeah,
You've just reminded me.
yeah.
I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but the bloke that sits behind me has got the most spectacular foul mouth I've ever heard on anyone. He is, he's astonishing. People around me genuinely turn round and look at him and laugh, and I don't know if he's like aware of it. But when they scored on Saturday and it went up to 2-1, he genuinely stood up. I'm not going to use all the swearing that he done because we'd get shut down. But he stood up and he goes, "If they pull this back to 2-0, you're getting fucking sacked, Tisdale." That's what he said. And I just thought to myself, I'll remember that for stupid things that fans say.
Well, yeah, it is interesting around me, particularly sitting with the other first team staff that aren't on the bench, just to see their reactions when people say things like
That are that.
yeah, that's just
stupid.
like, really, mate, you know. Okay, so yeah, mkdonsradioshow@gmail.com. Send us all your shit, anything you like, and also email after you've emailed to say that you've sent an email.
Sometimes we don't see them.
Yeah, because we genuinely do miss them, and
We do.
because I think the problem is if I read one.
Yeah, and don't mark it as
And
read.
don't mark it as unread again. Then I forget, and then you read one and I forget.
What
so.
I do is I don't use that computer very often. When I open it up, I'll open up the tab and wait for it to load up.
Yeah.
I'll also open up other tabs, and if it comes up in the corner, it says Gmail 1.
Yeah.
You think, oh, there's one on it. If it comes up with nothing, I just don't even read it. So if you've read it, I won't go to see it. So yeah, send them in anyway. Send anything in.
Send anything in. Guests, we want guests. We will.
We're all right for the next week.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about the Liverpool game. I think we'll probably have loads to talk about that, won't we? Either good or bad.
Do you know, I don't see it being much of an event, to be honest. I really don't. I hate to say it, but I don't see another Man United coming.
No, I can't see that coming. I think it's going to be, like we said last week, more likely to be Chelsea than it is United.
If we could come away with that with our dignity.
Yeah. Before we played Man United, I remember saying to my lad, I'd be happy if we just score a goal here.
Yeah.
So we did. I was happy that night, Tony.
Or I'll take an England-Kosovo 5-3.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that'll do
down the pitch.
Then you're definitely walking away with your dignity and a bit of pride. And plus, we're going to be on telly, so
I think we'll be all right next week. But if you'd like to come on next week, you're more than welcome.
yeah, drop us a line. And we keep saying it, the Talbot Trio, but I think they've given up on us, haven't they? But
Yeah,
we will
maybe.
be in touch.
Yeah.
We just need to sort out the logistics. That's
We
all
do.
It is. Yeah.
In fact,
Right, we're done then.
We're done then, right? So
Sorted.
see you next week.
See you next week. He's paid 1,500 quid. He's paid 1,800 quid for that.
1,800 quid.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, that.
It's not when you're worth 400 million quid. Is
Well,
it,
when
let's
you're
be
worth
honest?
400 million quid, it's relatively a drop in the ocean, isn't it?